let's talk about all the things that I need done today. Let's talk about the things I need done today. Oh, table 4. Nah, never mind. Table 5. How I love thee. Add a point. The things I need done today. So, you know it should have only taken us one day to do both those 60% things. It's okay that it didn't. I'm going to give you time for your test today. But it was only supposed to take us one day to do the math workshop test and the 3.1 test. I have your math workshop tests graded. I'm going to hand them back to you. Are you listening? I'm not going to have to repeat myself, right?
No.
I want them back. I file your papers away. There's a folder in my filing cabinet that has Jax's name on it, and all papers associated with Jax go in his file. So I want my math workshop test back. I have a key if you would like to consult it. Even though I warned you not to foil on every single problem, there were at least 2 in the room who still foiled on everything that didn't need foiling. How hilarious. Okay, so I will pass those back momentarily. After we finish, my God, we are going to do a little bit of notes today. After we finish the notes, I will pass those back. I will also pass back your test, unless you've already made a straight up 100, which I think 2 have. 2. The others can have their chance. I'm going to look at your test, put a check mark by the ones that are right, and then say, hand it back to Cassidy. She doesn't have a check mark by 7. Clearly, she needs to fix number 7. And she can spend the rest of the period trying to get number 7 perfect. Doesn't hurt my feelings if I have 6 100s in the room. Kind of makes me happy and would be a nice grade booster here at the end of the 9 weeks. But what do I know? So, we're going to do a little bit of notes. This is math class. But, did you take your math workshop test? Did you finish your 3.1 test? Did you finally get cleared on that checkpoint? Did you show me your notes page 11? Have you showed me work problems? If you've not shown me things and you need to show me things, come show me when I get done rambling. But don't come show me things tomorrow. Show me, no. I'm so tired of people at the end of the 9 weeks suddenly all the papers. And they're just piling up on my, I've been grading this whole time, people. Why do I have a giant pile? That does not seem very fair in life. Thank you, dear. Does not seem very fair at all. But it is what it is. Do you want me to put a check? Hey, you got some free time? I don't know. It's on my desk somewhere. You see how he's just standing here and he's going to wait till he gets it perfect? It's going to be great. The circles are not perfect. The circles are not okay. Let me go ahead. I got my ADHD thing kicked in. So anyway, they're still working hard from first period continuing over, trying to get that perfect 100 on this test, because I am willing to put check marks on it and look at it over and over again until you do. And it's kind of like a checkpoint. If you want the 100 on this test, you can make it happen. But you got to make it happen and make it happen fast. Okay, I wasn't reading. Thank you, dear. Okay, let's see. There was something else I was going to say. If you think I want to see your checkpoint, your page 11, or your workbook pages come tomorrow, I don't. Please don't show them to me. I'm about 1 paper too many away from literally crying on you. I realize I'm a pregnant woman, so this is to be expected. I don't cry at school, and I'm ready to right now. Like, I could blow it any minute. Careful with the amount of papers you hand me. I'm ready to blow. Ready to glow. Angel baby, if I take a breather break, I'll come back and there'll be 50 more papers on my desk. I'm not moving from that desk. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm leaving that desk. I'll come back and mystery things will be there with no names on it. People listening. No. Dangerous. Dangerous. Okay. Because I, like you, am overwhelmed here at the end of the 9 weeks. While you are going to have homework today, and I am going to check it tomorrow or whenever you get it done, I'm not going to enter it in until Monday. It's going to be your first grade in the second 9 weeks. So if you've done these 4 homework problems I'm going to give you today, 3, 4. If you've done the 4 homework problems I'm going to give you today, that's going to be your first grade in the second 9 weeks. So do you have to have shown them to me until Monday? No. Once I explain how it works today, wouldn't you like to show them to me? Yes. Cooper, are you still mad about that study guide? I've forgotten them out. Just bring it to me in a few minutes.
No, that's not what I was asking.
Okay.
That's not what I was asking.
Okay, what are you going to ask?
It doesn't.
Okay. So we're going to count this as the first grade in the next 9 weeks. So you're on this page that has lots of word problems. You are going to be assigned 1, 3, 9, and 12 because Ellie can read the board and she gets another point for that lesson. Okay. She gets another point for that. And Jackson's table gets a point because they're paying really good attention. And because I'm really feeling like giving out some points right now. Okay. 1, 3, 9, and 12 are going to be your problem. Now, I get that you need as much time to fix that test as possible, so you don't need me to ramble long. So I'm going to be lazy on my end, and I'm not going to solve. I'm going to set up equations and show you how it works. But then from there, Tylen has to handle it on her own. So when you show me your homework, you better have solved. So if Paige just brings me, it's 4 problems, so 8 equations, she's not done. She actually needs to solve said equations. Okay. So we took a test yesterday on graphing, substitution, and elimination. Sadly, those things aren't going away. They're here to stay. In fact, today what we're doing is word problems showing how in real life we could use substitution, elimination, and graphing. And I say that, and I'm going to use the same method every single time. What's my favorite method?
Elimination.
Every single time. I love me some elimination. So I'm going to use elimination every single time. So let's go. I'm going to work let's go to 2. Let's go to number 2. Let's start with number 2. But again, Miss Compton is being lazy. I'm just going to set up my equations. You actually have to keep going from here and solve. Okay, so the school that Eduardo goes to is selling tickets to the annual talent show. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 8 senior citizen tickets and 7 child tickets for a total of $131. The school took in $116 on the second day by selling 8 senior citizen tickets and 4 child tickets. Find the price of a senior citizen ticket and the price of a child ticket. Okay, so let's see. They had 2 days of sales. We're going to have 1 equation for the first day, 1 equation for the second day. We're going to use those and solve and figure out the price of a senior citizen and the price of a child. So on the first day, they sold 8 senior, so I'm going to do 8S. They sold 7 child, so I'm going to use 7C. And their total was $131, but I'm going to drop the dollar sign because who wants to actually keep up with that? Okay, the second day was $116. There were 8 senior, 4 child. So for my second day, I have 8S plus 4C equals 116. Are there any questions about either of those equations? Now, and I'm going to go ahead and give Daniel the point because he said what I was going to ask, like he was being psychic. The easiest thing to me to do from here would be elimination. It would be so easy to just change the signs on the bottom one or multiply by -1. So you would have a positive 8S, a negative 8S, and the S's would die. You would figure out the cost for a child, plug it back in, and figure out the cost for a senior. But again, I'm going to stop here. But yes, it would be easy to solve from here. That's what we've been talking about lately, how to solve from here. Okay, let's go now to number 4. Number 4. So Bill and Ashley each improved their yards by planting daylilies and ornamental grass. They have a lot of free time, Bill and Ashley. They bought their supplies from the same store. Bill spent $27 on 1 daylily and 4 bunches of ornamental grass. Ashley spent $36 on 4 daylilies and 4 bunches of ornamental grass. What is the cost of 1 daylily and the cost of 1 bunch of ornamental grass? Okay, I'm going to set it up. And we are going to solve, but there is something very, very stupid about this problem, and we will discuss when we get done. Okay, so actually, I'm not going to set it up. Can someone tell me Bill's equation? 1D plus 4B equals 27. Sounds good. 1 daylily, 4 bunches equals 27. Perfect. You get a point for that. Someone else wants to tell me Ashley's equation. I heard it from 2 and 5. They can both have a point. $40, 4B, 36. Perfect. The easiest thing to do from here would be, again, to maybe multiply that top equation by -1. Then the B's would die. Or, you know, Cassidy has her own brain. Maybe she wants to multiply the top equation by -4 and make the D's die. It doesn't matter as long as someone gets eliminated. Does not matter. Okay, but there is something fundamentally... Oh, I can zoom in, I swear. There is something fundamentally wrong with this problem theoretically. So, they spent $36. She spent $36 on 4 daylilies plus 4 bunches of grass. He spent $27 on 1 daylily and 4 bunches of grass. What are we not taking into consideration with their totals? You've gone to the store before. What happens when you go to the store and buy things? Tax. So, I don't know if this $36 is removing the tax or not. So, back to this problem is silly in and of itself because we're not considering tax. So, in real life, would this exact setup be helpful? Probably not because we've not included the tax.
You know what would be helpful?
What? Google does tend to help things. Okay, but it was useful on the school ticket sales because, you know, stuff at school, they tend to not add tax. If it's $5 for the game, it's $5 for the game. It is what it is. Okay, let's go to, I don't want to do that one. Let's go to number 7. Number 7, I don't know how to say that N-word. I wanted to say Norakai, but someone first period said Narachi, and that just sticks. Narachi sounds nice. So let's go with Narachi. Okay, so Adam and Narachi. They're selling pies for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy blueberry pies and lemon meringue pies. Adam sold 6 blueberry and 8 lemon meringue pies for a total of $100. Narachi sold 3 blueberry pies and 5 lemon meringue pies for a total of $58. Find the cost each of 1 blueberry pie and 1 lemon meringue pie. Can someone tell me Adam's equation? Ellie and next group get a point. However, I'm going to modify something. Why is it a bad idea to choose the variable L?
Because it looks like an I or a 1.
It looks kind of like a 1, unless you make it a cursive L. So instead of L, I'm going to do M for meringue.
Why don't you just do a capital L?
You could do a capital L, but again, some people's capital L is still like a 1. I would probably just do a cursive L because that stands out, but some people's cursive L is still like a 1. So an M, hard to mistake. I would go M. Okay, there's Adam's equation, and then Narachi's, I need his equation. 2, 4, and 5, right? Was 3 involved? Okay, 2, 4, and 5 get a point. Okay, from here, again, I love elimination. I think word problems and set themselves up for elimination. If I were going to use elimination, what should I multiply by and why? And Paige gets a point. It would be easiest if we multiplied on that bottom equation. If we multiplied it by -2, then we would end up getting a 6b and a -6b, and anyway, the b's are going to end up dying. So it's genius. That would be the fastest way. Now, can Tylen be weird and multiply the top by +5 and the bottom by -8 and end up having +40m and -40m? Yes, she can. But she's creating a whole lot of work for herself. Normally, there's an easy number we can pick to make life easy. Okay, we're not going to do number 8. We're going to pass on that one. Let's do one hard one, and then we'll call it a day. Let's go to, 9 is yours, haha. Let's go to 15, because it is a weird one, and we're going to do it, but it's dumb too. Okay, so 15 is super short. I'm always scared of the super short word problems. There's a lot you're just supposed to assume that they assume you know with a super short word problem. So this one already terrifies me because it's only 3 sentences. Okay, so a plane traveled 836 miles each way.
Miss Compton?
Yes, ma'am.
Abby Earwood in first period this morning?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
My bad. Okay, a plane traveled 836 miles each way to Helsinki and back. The trip there was with the wind. It took 11 hours. The trip back was into the wind. The trip back took 19 hours. Find the speed of the plane in still air and the speed of the wind. So, what are our two variables? The others were easy. It was like
The hours and mile. And then isn't the wind variable too?
I was thinking the trip and the wind. Okay, so my thought was the trip and the wind, because one way the trip, I said I was with the wind, so I said trip plus wind is 11. The wind helped me. It pushed me along a little faster. But on the way back, I was into the wind, so it was slowing me down, so I said it was my trip minus the wind, and that equals 19. And then this one's already set up for us, and if this is the correct equation, my gosh, it would be perfect from here. The W's cancel out, so 2t equals 30, so t equals 15. So if there was no wind, it should take 15 hours. If there was no wind to push us or to slow us down, it should take 15 hours for our trip, which sounds about right. Somewhere between 11 and 19, the middle would be about 15. That sounds good. The issue is that we get to the wind. So I'm going to plug it in the top one. We used to have t plus w equals 11, but we just decided t was really 15. So 15 plus w equals 11. We end up getting w equals negative 4. And normally I'm concerned when I get a negative in a real world example, especially when we're talking about speed, because if I'm driving in a car, you can't travel a negative speed.
If you put it
You're still going a positive speed, sadly enough.
Wow.
You're just going in a different direction, like Katie said. But the negative wind I could see, I guess, because it's slowing you down so much. So since it is wind and wind is pushing us, I guess it makes sense for it to have a negative impact on us. So I'm going to not question it any further. Plus, you and I would like to get to your test. But again, if you can set up the two equations, from there it's supposed to be easy. Don't worry, you don't have any wind problems. Yours are still about Narashi and selling tickets and something about some vans and buses. So your 4 are pretty easy and simple. Okay. No, not yet. Okay.